What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go over that Buccaneer defense versus the Falcons offense. And who better yet to start with than Mr. Defensive Player of the Week, Mike Edwards. Plus, how did he end up getting this interception? Let's check it out, and then you can talk about it a little bit for me.
Yeah, it's a really great play as you see there. Again, just good anticipation by Mike. He's going to pick it off and run it back to the house. But really, it starts with the pressure up front. They're running a great job here by Devon White and Will Golston as they run a nice little stunt. Golston's going to come right up the middle and get in Matt Ryan's face. But it's a good job by Mike just reading it, sitting on that short route, and coming up with the pick as he's going to drive to the football, tip it up to himself, and take this one to the house. And fortunate for us, we were right there as we saw him come to us. We're sitting right there in the corner there of the end zone, so it's pretty cool.
That was so pretty. And now let's go through this angle again. Different angle, same play. Devon White literally just taking out the guard, giving more space for Golston to come around. A stunt, pretty much, with the linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle. I mean, this is nice. I mean, Ryan has no time. He has to get rid of this ball. Johnny in the spot right there. Mike Edwards tips it to himself, hand-eye to get it, and they eventually score a touchdown, as you saw earlier. Now the second pick, here we go. He's just being opportunistic. I mean, the ball's popped in the air. Carlton Davis probably could have had it, but he's coming in from a rush over here on the outside. Mike Edwards is doing his thing. Oops, the ball's in my hands. I'll take it and scoop it up for a touchdown. What'd you see?
Right, like you said, it's a nice job by Bowles calling up a double blitz here. Double edge blitz by Carlton and Mike, and Carlton does a great job of getting his hands up, forcing this ball in the air, and then Edwards coming down with it. Probably the easiest pick of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And then unfortunately, it gets called for taunting there. But as you see, a reverse angle here. Pressure coming from all angles. JPP winning his matchup, so there's pressure up the middle, and then Carlton does a great job of just reading this, deflecting the football, and then Mike's going to come down with it and back dance into the end zone.
All right, I guess that's a flag. You can't do that. But let's keep going on. Now another interception. Vita Vea. How good is this dude, plus?
He's really good. I mean, you can't put him on lighter centers like the Falcons try to do. I mean, he's just going to do this. He's going to push you right back into the quarterback's face. Does a great job of understanding Matt's trying to get rid of the football quickly, gets his hands up, and Shaq Barrett is Johnny on the spot with an interception. And it's a great play for the Bucs defense and really a turning point of the game because this is right at the start of the second half.
Here it is, different angle. Just look at him manhandle. If you're one-on-one with Vita Vea, you're going for a ride. He just pushes you back. He knows he's not going to get there for the sack because his eyes are on the quarterback. Gets his hands in the air, tips it right there. Easy pickings, and then like a big baby just having fun. Now keep going on. Ndamukong Suh, first sack of the year. I mean, look how aggressive and violent this man is. A little stunt going on with Shaq Barrett here. And then Suh just takes out the right tackle. Just watch him take this guy for a ride. Just pushes him in the air. Watch his whole legs lifted, pushed back, and gets in after Matt Ryan, puts him on the ground. JPP probably could have gotten half a sack on that one. But break it down a little bit more for me.
Yeah, and Ndamukong Suh is probably one of the best at really setting up his stunts. Like he doesn't make it appear that he's going at the right tackle until it's the last second. So he does a great job of keeping them off balance. As you see there, he literally picks the dude up off the ground and then, gets his way into Matt Ryan for the sack. So it's a great execution by him and Shaq Barrett, also JPP. So great job overall defensive line, finally getting a sack on the day as they were all over Matt Ryan.
And just because they're not getting huge sack numbers does not mean they're not getting pressure. Now here you go, Devon White. He had 9 sacks last season. He's going to start getting some more. Check him out right up the middle. This center is so occupied with where Vita Vea is. Check his eyes out, just looking. Oh my gosh, there's that big boy. I got to get over there. Just gives a hand to the face of Devon White. What an insult. Devon White gets in there. Damn near kills Matt Ryan right there. And Suh, baby dog, come on, you got to catch that. But what'd you see here?
Yeah, like you said, the pressure's going to be there. I mean, that's pretty funny that the center tried to do that. I mean, you can't block Devon White with just a hand. I mean, it's not going to work.
Slap hands.
Yeah, so yeah, it was really nice to see. Again, just great execution. Devon White's obviously going to get sacks, like you said. So great play overall.
Yeah, now we look at the back end, the secondary. AWJ, Antoine Winfield Jr., sitting in there, cover 2, deep safety. I think this guy's going to get some picks. I've been saying it all off season. He's just smarter, just right placement all the time, goes up, knocks this ball down, and then confidence to kind of step over Calvin Ridley there and tell him, I'm going to be here all day, brother. What do you see here?
Yeah, I love this look. I would like to see the Buccaneers utilize this kind of coverage more. Again, rushing four. They got JPP kind of taking an underneath zone here. But, really it's just a nice cover two shell with guys dropping over the middle of the field to take away, the short and intermediate routes. And you also take the deep play away. So great job there. Again, just good job by our safety, Antoine Winfield, to be in the right spot.
Absolutely. We'll keep going on. Now, some of the bad. I mean, there wasn't all just good. I mean, they did score 25 points. I know we scored 48, but let's go over it. Ross Cockrell was targeted a lot, let's put it that way, in this game. So when you see the passes going this way, initially that's a lot of space. There's no one else around you. You would think cover a zone. Okay, that's where my guy's at. You know the ball is going that way now. If you're going to get there, you got to wrap up. You got to tackle. You can't let this go. What happens? He lets him go. Ends up being a huge, massive gain. Ends up gaining 20 more yards than he should have. It wasn't a touchdown, thankfully. But still, you got to wrap up, got to tackle. Can't do things like this, especially against better teams. What'd you see?
Yeah, especially, tackling is going to be huge because when you have positions like you have players in one-on-ones like you do here, you got to make sure you wrap up because you are the last line of defense. You're basically covering that third of the field. So you have to make sure come down with the tackle. At least hold the guy up so your teammates can come help you. But yeah, you can't let him get by you or it's going to end up like you just saw there.
All right, so now one bad thing with Mr. Defensive Player of the Week. Mike Edwards over here. Before we hit the play button, check out everyone else on defense. Everyone's manned up on someone, and then you have two safeties, high, deep, over the top. What happens? Mike Edwards is the only one that doesn't do man. He's sitting there on an island, covering nobody, and who ends up getting the ball? His man. And what happens? Big gainer, right?
Right. Yeah. It's a big gainer and he eventually makes the tackle, which is funny. But yeah, again, this is another look that I would love to see the Bucs utilize more. They probably would have got a sack if Mike Edwards does his job and stays on Calvin Ridley here. So yeah, it's just a breakdown in communication. He should have been on the spot here. So yeah, that definitely has to get fixed going into next week's game.
Absolutely. Can't let the best player be unguarded. But other than that, guys, it's a victory nonetheless. There are some things to fix up. But if you like the content, make sure to hit the like button. There's going to be weekly recaps like this every week going hopefully all the way up into the playoffs. And let's say maybe Super Bowl. Who knows? But with that said, until the next one.